Hello everybody, it's the 12th of June today, and I'm working on this Gingko Biloba, which was repotted this spring and is responding really nicely now. Some of the shoots have started to elongate and grow away quite nicely, so I've already made a start. I've pruned this one back to an outward facing bud, and I'm just gonna go around and I'm gonna make this a timey-wimey video. Cooper, quiet! The dogs up the road are barking, so Cooper's got to join in. He did quiet for a minute. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm gonna make this a timey-wimey video because some of the shoots have extended by several inches, some only, well, less than an inch, and I'm just going to be tipping things out as they extend past where I want them to be, really. And this has grown really well, but it's grown up inside the tree where it really doesn't want to be, so I'm going to cut it back to there. I have an outward facing bud that should pop in this direction, in theory. In theory, everything's always in theory. So as I say, I'm just going to cut back the longer growths, but leave these shorter ones to extend and then come back and cut those as well. So a thing like this, which is, well, it's barely a couple of inches. Let's move in and show you that. So I have a new growth here and a new growth here, both of which are, well, maybe an inch and a half, 4 or 5 centimeters. And I want them to grow to at least 3 or 4 inches, maybe 8 to 10 centimeters before I chop them back. So yeah, so if we come round, this one is probably closer to 3 inches and is the leader at the moment, and I'm going to cut that back to a forward facing bud. Again, I'll push some of the energy back into the tree. Pop the can up there again for scale. If you're a new viewer, this is a regular sized drinks can. If you're an old viewer, I apologise, you keep seeing it. It's getting very tatty. But there we go. Here's a quick 360 of the tree as it is. And there's another long growth there that I almost missed. How did I almost miss that? There. And then hopefully it'll pop out in this direction. There we go, back to the front again. We're visiting on this tree over the summer, and I'll publish this video, well, probably in the autumn, when we can see its gorgeous colour. It's the 17th of June now, so not even a week since we gave this tree a bit of a trim, but some of the pieces that I left untouched have now began to grow away quite strongly, so I am going to nip them in the bud, as it were, or in this case just above a bud. Just to keep this tree from bursting out all over. It's responded really well to its root prune. There we go. Yeah, so just that. Not much of a trim, but every time a shoot begins to grow wayward, I'll just nip it out and we'll try and keep this gorgeous shape, but just develop some more ramification. It's the 1st of August and the tree has been shooting quite nicely and growing well, especially this one particular branch which I put a piece of wire on about a month or so ago, and I've just been allowing it to grow, but I want to chop it back now, so I'm just going to snip that away. It was getting too long, and a few of these shoots need to be just pinched out. We're getting that bit of ramification now which we were after, and yeah, happy with the tree. It's still got a gorgeous crown on it. It's the 15th of October today, and you might have expected that this Gingko would be beginning to go into autumn mode, but no, it's still throwing out new shoots. Let me zoom in on that. As you can see, there's a very healthy new shoot coming from this branch, which is great and all, but not what you'd expect this time of year. I'm tempted to pinch it, but I'm going to leave it and cut it back in the spring, and we'll see where we go from there. In the meantime, back on the bench it goes, and a quick spin. Back on the bench it goes, and I'll wait for it to turn yellow before we finish this video. It's the 16th of November and the Gingko is finally turning to this beautiful golden yellow, butter yellow leaf colour, and it's looking really quite nice at the moment, and I'm sure as more of these leaves turn yellow it's going to look rather splendid against the deep blue of the pot. That's my hope. This new shoot is still green and still very green, for want of a better word. It's definitely going to need chopping back at some point, but I'm not going to do it now, probably in the spring. And yeah, I'm really pleased with this tree's progress over the years, and it's one of my first trees that I've kept alive successfully, so it's probably 30 years old now, and I managed to keep it alive all through the busy years when my children were growing and I was working full-time and shift work and whatnot, and didn't have time to really do with trees apart from keeping them alive really, and didn't really do much with anything. Hence this one got a big chop at one point. Knocking the leaves off before I'm getting my golden display, so I need to be more careful. So anyway, I'm going to put this back on the bench and we'll come back in about a week's time, hopefully, when it's fully yellow, if I don't miss out, and I can show you it in all its splendour. It's the 19th of November now, and for the most part the tree has turned yellow. There's still some green tint to the leaves at the base, but definitely around the sides, around the back here, the tree is turned that glorious butter yellow, and as I thought it would, does look rather splendid against the blue of the pot. And Cooper's barking because there are cows in the field behind me, and they've had the audacity to look at him and moo in his direction, so he's got to say, "Get off my land," as any good dog would. So there we go, I'm going to call it a day on this video, and we'll come back and look at this in the spring, no doubt. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. It is really appreciated. please, please, please take care of yourselves. Do the YouTube things, the likes, the subscribes and the commenting, but most of all, stay safe.